This is the story of how I didn't let myself hold myself back from living the life I wanted to live.
As a preteen and teenager, teachers described me as shy and quiet. I was so self-conscious and awkward and not confident. I hated school presentations and working on group projects, and I never ever raised my hand in class even though I knew the answers. How did I go from that to now making videos on YouTube and running my own business?
If the 13-year-old me knew that I would be posting videos on YouTube, she would be in shock. You see, me being super shy, awkward, self-conscious, and quiet, that was the byproduct of the core problem. And that problem was that I was not confident in myself. I was insecure and I had low self-esteem. And to be honest, I didn't like myself very much on the inside and also on the outside.
I thought I was ugly because of my bumpy nose, single eyelids, and crooked teeth. I also didn't like my body because I was hairier than most girls. I had a little stomach and I thought my legs were crooked. I didn't like my hair, so I tied it up every single day. And because I wasn't happy with the way I looked, I was so insecure when talking to other people because I would think that they would judge me or something.
And actually, I was totally fine just doing my own thing. I loved reading and chatting with my friends on MSN on my parents' Windows XP computer, and I loved watching TV. I loved being by myself because no one could judge me.
My main problem was confidence and body image, so that's the first thing I tried to solve first. I watched YouTube videos of how to do makeup on single eyelids, and I looked at pictures of models with single eyelids and crooked noses. Thankfully, my parents paid for braces, so the crooked teeth problem was solved, but then I thought I had yellow teeth, so then I bought Crest White strips and used those. I also went out to get a haircut at an actual salon instead of letting my dad cut my hair. And I got a hair straightener and I started using that to solve the problem of my hair sticking out in weird angles. So all of this led to my confidence growing a bit. It was the start of my journey. When I looked better, I felt better. And hey, I'm not saying that changing your looks is the way or the only way to build confidence. It can definitely play a part to help. So for me, even though I looked better, I still felt pretty crappy about myself, but not as crappy as before. In high school, I actually had a really amazing group of friends who loved me for who I was. This was also the time where me and my friends started becoming more open with telling each other how awesome we were, so I did gain some confidence because my friends were telling me that I looked pretty and cute. And that led me to post more selfies on Facebook, which led to more of my friends telling me that I looked cute.
Disclaimer, this helped me build my confidence, but I realized that by me always needing other people's encouragement, it primed me to always seek external validation. Anyways, this is still what really helped me at the time, so I'm still gonna share about it. Just recognize that you can't always depend on other people to feel good about yourself. And this is actually something that I'm trying to still work through today. So despite this disclaimer, the other part of having these amazing friends was I knew that they truly loved me and cared about me no matter how I looked, and they just accepted me for who I was.
We had so many good memories together that I knew in my heart that they loved me because of my personality. And I knew this because writing super long messages on Christmas cards for each other was a total thing, and we always complimented each other on how amazing or smart or funny or nice or kind-hearted the other person was.
So even though I kind of relied on my friends to feel good about my looks, I don't regret this because I made some lifelong friends who are still around today and they love me for who I am.
University was scary. Meeting people all the time, and especially in business school, I felt a lot of pressure to talk to people. I definitely had way more self-esteem than in high school, but I was still shy and quiet, especially with all the new people. In my first year in university, I took a class called Psychology 102, and in the textbook, there was a part that stuck with me forever. I can't remember the exact phrasing, but it was something like, a lot of the times we are worrying about what other people are thinking of us, but actually they are worrying about what we are thinking of them.
I honestly don't remember anything from that course except for that one concept that people are more consumed with themselves and they aren't judging you or thinking something about you. So because of that, I felt a lot of the pressure go away. Like the pressure that I had to talk a certain way or look a certain way. And yeah, people just like don't care that much.
In business school, there were so many presentations, networking events, interviews, and just general interacting with people that it made it super hard for me to feel comfortable. But with the pressure gone that people were judging me all the time, I slowly gained more confidence over the years. And yeah, it took time. It wasn't an overnight thing, which leads me to the next part of my journey, which is about improving the quality of my confidence. For a really long time, my confidence journey was about body image. But after going into university and figuring out how to dress, do makeup, do my hair, do my skin, and look generally presentable in all social contexts, the next step was to go inward and build up myself from the inside out. And there were a lot of things I wanted to work on about myself.
One of the first things, which kind of seems silly now that I think back to it, is like I didn't know how to respond to people when they asked me, "How are you?" Because in high school, I would never ever ask my friends like, "How are you?" or "How's your day going?" We would just be like, "Hey," or "Yo." But in university, that's not how acquaintances talk.
So I spent a lot of time researching how to talk to people more smoothly. I listened to the Art of Charm podcast, I read books on body language and communication strategies, and I watched movies to see how adults talk to each other. Another thing I really hated was that I procrastinated a lot, and so I couldn't sleep well and I couldn't manage my time well. So then I get distracted, and then the cycle just keeps going on and on. Like I keep procrastinating and I can't focus and I get distracted, I don't sleep well. So I got super obsessed with time management and productivity. I studied time management strategies like the Pomodoro technique and the Eisenhower matrix and tried them on myself.
Something I made a commitment to in my early 20s was to live a healthy lifestyle. I never ever exercised in high school and I hated sports. But when I was in university, I made a promise to myself that I would be my best self. And so I wanted to stop procrastinating and exercise.
So that's when I started running consistently. And I actually have a more in-depth video about my running journey, which I will link below. So with each day, each week, and each year, I would continuously work on myself. I read a ton of personal development and self-help books, I journaled a lot, and I practiced what I learned in my everyday life.
In the past few years, I've been working on self-awareness and mindfulness. I'm still self-conscious and I sometimes still do worry about what other people think of me, but I've become so strong in myself that it pretty much overrides my fear of judgment. I mentioned earlier that when I was younger, I started to build my confidence on other people's validation and compliments of me, which some people can argue that's kind of unhealthy, but if I didn't have this kind of confidence in the first place, then I wouldn't have the confidence to further try to build up more confidence. So even though it was kind of a problem that I needed other people's validation to feel good about myself, it was still a better problem than thinking I was ugly. So what I'm trying to say is there's no right way to build your confidence. Work on what you need right now. Maybe it's your appearance, or you want to improve your daily habits, or maybe you want to improve the way you interact with people. Whatever it is, just know that you have the power to change and you have the power to be the best version of yourself. And yes, it is a process, but don't let it scare you. Don't try to change yourself completely. Accept and work with what you have and realize that it's still going to be a part of you. Like for me, I still love spending time alone and just doing my own thing. That's not going to change. I'm not going to suddenly become an extrovert or something. Oh, by the way, I would love to hear what you think of confidence building, so leave a comment below. Also, I've been writing letters to myself for years, so I know that you are watching this video because you want to improve your confidence, and so there's no better way to track your growth than to write a letter to your future self. So make sure you watch this video right here to learn how you can do that.